So receiving is arguably one of the most important features in Fishbowl because everything sort of snowballs from there. If you get receiving wrong, then it's pretty bad, right? It will affect accounting and it will affect picking later on and maybe manufacturing later on. So in this video, we're going to take a look at all the features we can possibly think of in regards to receiving. On that note, let's pull up QuickBooks here for a second. If we receive in Fishbowl and you use QuickBooks Desktop, it will create an item receipt in QuickBooks Desktop. If you use QuickBooks Online, let's pull this up here. So we're at the chart of accounts on QuickBooks Online now. If you use QuickBooks Online, then there is no item receipt. Instead, Fishbowl uses this other current liabilities account that it wants you to call a holding account. So when you receive, it'll debit inventory and credit this holding account. As opposed to QuickBooks Desktop, it'll debit inventory and credit payables, which kind of makes us cringe, right? We like the way QuickBooks Online does it better. And to just kind of explain a little bit more about what Fishbowl does in QuickBooks Online when we receive is, this is a good example right here, this $12 and $12. We received it here, we see received PO 10078, $12. And then when we reconciled it, it actually took it back out of the holding account and then created a bill and debited inventory credit payables. So actually what it does is when you receive using QuickBooks Online, it debits inventory, credits the holding account. Then when you reconcile, it credits inventory, debits the holding account, then debits inventory again and credits payable account. So it just does a reverse transaction to sort of take it back out of there. Now with QuickBooks Desktop, when you receive, this is important to understand, is it creates an item receipt at first, right? Which debits inventory and credits payables. But then when you reconcile later, it actually checks this box. Now what happens under the hood, this is important to understand, to the database is when you check that box, it doesn't look like much to the user looking at the screen, but to the database, there's actually a huge change. When you check that box, it actually deletes the item receipt as if it never existed. Kind of scary, yes. And it will create a bill. So if you think about how that might affect a third-party inventory management software talking to QuickBooks, you should never check this box in QuickBooks because you'll end up with a duplicate bill. What happens is Fishbowl will create the item receipt, you check that box, it'll delete the item receipt as if it never existed, and now Fishbowl has no transaction ID to tie to. And then when you reconcile in Fishbowl, since it has no transaction ID to tie to, it doesn't know what else to do but create a bill with a new transaction ID. So now you created a bill when you check the box, and then Fishbowl created a bill. So don't ever check that box. Store it. That's the moral of the story. Okay, so yeah, when you receive, it creates an accounting transaction. We go over here to accounting. We'll see that here's a green triangle. That means it's queued up, ready to go to QuickBooks. And if we have a successful connection to QuickBooks, which I think we do, and we click export, okay, so far so good. Looks like we've got a successful connection to QuickBooks. Now we'll see item receipts, item receipts, item receipts. It says item receipts, but when you're using QuickBooks Online, it's actually just the journal entry. It's not actually an item receipt. So it just made 7 new journal entries from all the playing around I just did in this video. All the playing around I just did in this video. So this register should have more in it now. If I click refresh, yep, I refreshed my browser, and now we've got new transactions in here. Today is February 20th, the day I'm recording this, February 20th, 2024. And here's all the transactions from receiving. So hope you enjoyed this video. Okay, so if you're still watching this, you're either an operations geek or you're just letting it run in the background, or this was super helpful and you were glued to the screen the whole way. That's what we do here at Brando Consulting, is we help you decide what software is right for you. So don't hesitate to reach out. And please, please, please react to this video. That tells YouTube that people like this video, or if it was beneficial. Any type of reaction, YouTube says, oh, we'll let other people know about this video. So the commenting, please comment, subscribe, whatever kind of reaction you can come up with, react to this video. And we greatly appreciate it. Click the link below, come to our website, fill out a contact form. I'm Lance, inventory software expert since 2006, and we have a lot of other videos like this for other software programs as well.